All right, y'all. Welcome back to Dev Spot Podcast. We back. It's been a minute, but we back with Dev Spot Tiers. Let's jump right into it. The first line is Sova. You boys is trash. You got the Raiders. Y'all been disappointed all season, blowing lead after lead. I told you bums you wasn't gonna be that good before the season, but y'all even worse than I expected. Houston Texans, nothing good going on. You're not doing too much. You might as well get ready to see if you get the first pick. The Steelers, you ruined my boy Najee for the season. He looking like a shell of himself. I don't like what y'all did out there. Pickens, we'll see what do for the rest of the season, but it ain't got nothing to do with getting to the playoffs, nothing like that, because it's over. In Carolina, we appreciate you getting rid of CMC. We needed him, but that's all the good thing y'all did this season. Y'all cooked. Moving right up to the next tier, lose this week, and it's over. Denver. You've been holding on. Your offense is horrible. You're losing games, but your defense is still playing good. So if you find a way to beat the Raiders this week, it's still a chance for you. Slim chance, but it's still a chance. The Browns, they've been trying to hold on till Deshaun get back. It's not looking too hot. Lose this week, and there's nothing I could do for you. The Falcons keeping games close. They done won a couple good games. They beat my Niners, but they not winning enough of them. So they lose this week. Come on. The Cardinals, Kyler Murray been banged up. I know what's going on. All of that. D-Hop missed the first few games. That's cool. That's neither here nor there. Season's over if you lose this week. Green Bay Packers, hey, man, you came through and got me my win last week in the tiers, but there's nothing I can do for you if you lose this week. You're running out of time. These two teams play each other. You got the Rams and the Saints. So, yes, for one of you two teams, the season is over after this week. Let's see which one. Then you got the Lions. The Lions started off as a good story. They started off putting up point and doing all. Man, listen, they got a good win last week against the Bears, who's not too much ahead of them, but they lose this week. It's over. Let's move right on along. Showing promise for the future. You got the Bears. You got the Jags. Now, listen, Justin Fields been killing it. He leading the league in rushing over the last few weeks. And you also got Trevor Lawrence. Whoever been playing generational, but he do look like he's a good quarterback moving forward. They're not going to be looking for quarterbacks in the draft. So those two teams, I feel like they're looking good for the future. It's nothing much to look for right now. Moving up to the next tier, playoff contenders. You got my Niners. I wanted to have them a little bit higher, but with our record being what it is, it's not too much more I could go, but I'm feeling good about how we've been looking lately. I can't believe this team is here, but the Patriots is on the playoff contender line. They've been finding ways to win. They've been finding ways to stick in games. Defense been balling. You know what they kicker do. They find ways to just hang around until they could get a win. Justin Herbert and the Chargers, the injuries and this and that kind of been weighing on them. Keenan Allen, they play, you know what I'm saying? So they still in the mix. They not as good as we thought they were going to be this year, but they still for sure in the mix. The Bengals, which I told y'all, I don't think they're making it off, but they in contention. Chase has been out, so that's been hurting their offense. We will see what happens when he come back. But hey, I don't know. You got the Colts. I really didn't want to put the Colts on this line, but looking at the records, they still right there. It's getting funny, though. If they don't get a win this week, I don't know. It could get a little shaky for them. The Bucks, everybody's saying the Bucks is back. Hey, man, they in contention, but I can't put them too much higher than this. The Cowboys, like I told y'all last week when the Packers was going to beat them, they not all that. They are a good team. They almost could have been up a line, but I had to keep them where they at. They in contention. And the Washington Commanders, they hanging in there. Heineke, shout out Rudy Bo and Heineke. They found a way to get a win last week for me. We're going to see if they can find a way to hang around and maybe get in. Let's move up another line. Good record, but I just don't believe. You got the Giants. You got Seattle. You got the Titans. You got the Jets, who I think all have 6 wins. I think the Giants got 7 wins. They all looking good. If you look, they probably going to make the playoffs. But do any of y'all really think any of these teams is going to win? You got Danny Dimes. You got Geno Smith. You got Tannehill, and you got Zach Wilson. I'm not believing in none of them. If they all make the playoffs, they're all going home in wild card weekend. One of them probably won't even make the playoffs. I won't say which one, Seattle, but they're doing good right now, so you got to hear them right there. Playoff locks. This is the first week this team hasn't been up top. You got the Bills. The Bills have had to come down. After the way they've been playing the last few weeks, Josh Allen got 6 picks over the last 3 games. He's not looking the same. The running game, not having a running game is really showing and it's really hurting them. I do not think that they are the top team, but I definitely think they're locked for the playoffs. You got the Ravens. As long as Lamar, I've been saying it all season, I'll continue to say it. As long as Lamar is there, they're probably going to the playoffs. They're going to win enough games. That's all he do is win games. Then you got the Vikings. I really wanted to put them on a good record, but I don't believe But after they just beat the Bills, I felt it would have been a little disrespectful not to show them some love. So they had playoff lock. I don't think they're a top contender yet, but at 8-1, we'll see how things go. We'll see what Kirk able to do and if he could convince me over these next few weeks. Let's keep it on rolling. Top contenders, we got the Chiefs. Pat Mahomes, hey man, I told y'all, MVP season, he right on track for it. I think again, Tony was good. They finding ways to work things out. The run game, the young dude Pacheco, everything looking good for them. But it's a team out in the AFC that's a little bit better, I think. We'll get to them in a second. The other top contender is the Eagles. They finally took a loss. Hey, I'm not one of them guys like, oh, they lost to the Washington Redskins. Oh, they should be nervous. No, it's good to get a loss here and there. I personally think, as we done seen over history, taking a loss in the middle of the season is a good stuff, just to humble yourself a little bit to get you ready for the second half. So I'm not too worried about the Eagles. It was good to see Washington win so I could collect my money. But we here. The top team, though, for the first week, we have the Miami Dolphins. I said last week on my pod, they're going to win the Super Bowl, and I'm here to stand on it. Tua, Super Bowl MVP. He got Tyreek Hill, who is the best receiver in football. Waddle, who may be the best second option in football. They have Mostert, and they got Jeff Wilson now, who Wilson's been looking great since he got out there. With Chubb on the other side, their defense is looking like it's going to get better. Their special teams is locked in. Their coaching is great. The coaching is in sync with Tua. And like I tell people, man, Tua was the number one player in the nation. He was almost the number one player in the nation his whole life. He's used to this. He's not somebody that's like, oh, I'm surprised I'm doing great. He's expected to do this. He didn't have some injuries. Now he back healthy and he balling. So listen, this is Dev Spot Tears. Tune in. Let me know what you think. Peace.